Welcome to this video on Covidence, setting up your review. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the platform for Covidence. You can just Google it and it'll come up. So there are two different ways this platform works. We do have an institutional uh, platform. And then we also have the free version. The free version is great for the smaller projects. So if you have less than 500 articles for your scoping review, systematic review project, then use the free one. If you have more than 500 articles, reach out to your library liaisons and we can get you an institutional account so that way you can do your project correctly. Both of these platforms do set up the same way. I'm going to show you based off of the institution side. So you will create a sign-in. So you just hit sign in. If you don't have an account, it will prompt you to create an account. I already have an account created. So you can see down below all of your reviews that you have been assigned to. So that's how you can get to them. So if somebody asks you to join a project, they'll put you on it and then you'll accept the invitation and then it'll show down in your dashboard. But this video, we're going to cover more on starting a new review. Again, we're using the institution side, not the free trial. So just keep that in mind. So when you start a review, you're going to just click on this blue button that says start a new review. What it will do is it will prompt you to a few questions. So the first question that comes up is, are you creating a Cochrane review? If you don't know what Cochrane is, then you know that you're not doing one. If you are, you should already know based off of your protocol if you are doing a Cochrane review or not. I'm going to show it based off of not using a Cochrane review. From there, you're going to put your name of your review. I would use the same type of name that you used with your OSF registration if you used OSF, or if you used JBI for your protocol registration. So whatever name that you use for your protocol registration, I would put it there. The next section down is your review type. So this is where you will select your review. We normally don't use Covidence for a literature review. We mostly use it for one of these more complicated searches. So I'm going to select scoping review. The next one is your type of question. So this is the type of question that you are going to be focusing on. Are you doing more of an intervention? Type 1, are you doing more of a diagnosis? Are you doing a forecasting? If these don't apply to you, you can hit other. Like for example, my scoping review that I'm currently working on deals with AI. Mine doesn't fall into any of these. So I did use other. So that's something that you just have to kind of think about. Okay, what type of question am I asking and what are my results that I want to get out of? And then that's kind of how you figure out your question. So I'm going to hit other. You can specify your question, like mine is AI, medical libraries. I would put that in there. So that way we have a documentation of what we're working on. From there, you can select your area of research, whether it's health science. Again, if these don't fit, you can put other. I'm going to go ahead and put education here. Okay. I'm just going to put test for now. And then down here, this is where you'll see your name. If it has just your name, then that means you have a free account. Down below it is our institution one. So that's the difference here. So I'm going to select the ATA Still Memorial Library, and then I'm going to hit create review. So if your title is not unique enough, it will prompt you. Um, just going to do a test video and see if it likes that one. All right. So now what it does is it will now bring you over to your next section called reviewers. This is where you can invite your team into this project. So all you have to do is hit invite reviewers. You put their name here and then their email. And then you just hit invite and then your team members will get a invite and they will accept it and they'll become part of this. And then from there, you can see which ones have accepted it and which ones have declined, or if their invitation has expired, you'll see that. And then it will give you the option to resend that invite. From there, what we're gonna do is jump back over to our review settings. This settings is basically what we just went through. The only thing that would be different here is your search strategy. You can put that in here. You can copy straight over from your protocol that you submitted. You can also put the date that you last ran that search string. You can also put your review citations here. This is where you can change your number of reviewers if you want to. And then down here below is our two extraction tables. Extraction 1 runs more off of JBI and is not as customizable. And we do have more videos on extraction 1 and extraction 2. We're just kind of showing you the basics of getting set up. Extraction 2 is more customizable, but it does not have as many export functions as there are with X1. Review those videos and you can make a decision. You can work with your team and see which one is going to be the best. They also do have a link out to their academy with extraction information as well, some additional helpful tools. So from there, we're going to go over to team settings. This one is just basically the progress of your team progress going through the review process. It does show all of this and all of this. The difference here is on screening. You can manage your rules or you can have everybody can review. So you can do either one. Managing rules, this just says, okay, these people are reviewing, these ones are doing conflict. So that's how these rules are set up. So you can definitely do that if you would like to, or if you want just to default it to anybody can do everything, that's perfectly fine as well. The next section I want to highlight is our eligibility criteria. There's two different sections on here that you can work with. The first one I want to show is this eligibility criteria down below. This is exactly what you guys put on your protocol. So you can just literally copy and paste your inclusion criteria, what you're excluding for your population, your intervention or your exposure. Your comparisons are here and your outcomes are down below. The advantage of this is the fact of when we start doing our review, it will populate for you and it will show you. It's like when you get to that article, it's like, okay, I don't know if this is a yes or no. What direction do I go? Having that eligibility criteria right there ready to go will, in that drop down, you can kind of go back to it very quickly versus having to go back to your protocol and opening up more windows. You can see that eligibility criteria really quickly. The other thing I do recommend is your highlights. This is very similar to your inclusion and exclusion criteria. You're basically just adding your highlights. Okay, I am going to exclude school libraries, but I'm adding, you just hit add. And this will literally create highlights, making that abstract and that uh, first round of review go very quickly. Because when you turn on the highlights, it will literally highlight everything in green from your inclusion criteria, and anything that is in red will be excluded. So that is what you can do there. Also, something else you can set up is your full text exclusion criteria. So this is the ones that are in here right now. You don't have to keep these. You can add your own reasonings. So when you're looking at full text review, and we have more videos on the first round title and abstract review, and also the second round on your full text review. On full text, you automatically have two things, include it or exclude it. When you click on exclude, it will ask you, why are we excluding this? This information does go up to your Prisma flowchart. So you can think about what you want to, your reasonings, wrong design, wrong population, wrong outcomes, wrong intervention. So that's some of these here. You can also put in there, not in English, not able to find full text. This way you have a good documentation of why we are excluding these articles and why they do not fit. So that is there as well. Study tags, I don't normally use this one, but if you need to use it, you can definitely do so. I don't usually use this one. So that is pretty much setting up your Covidence account. And then as you can see, we have these different sections. I am going to go ahead and jump into one of my current projects and show you how the highlights work. So as you can see in this project, I'm on my title and abstract. So let me find one. This one doesn't have the highlights set up. Let me find one that does. So right here where it says add criteria, if you've already added it in that pre-work, this is where you can grab that and see what your criteria is. So as you can see, they have their highlights are on. As you can see, everything in their inclusion criteria is showing up in green. And then trying to scroll down and see if I can find any in red. But if there was terms in your exclusion criteria that came up in your abstracts here, it would highlight it in red. So that's how the benefit of the highlights are, and also add in that criteria because then you can really just go back to it when you are like, I don't know if this article does include, does it not? You don't want to hit that maybe, but you're not sure which direction to go. Just having that criteria there does help. If you have any questions about getting your project set up in Covidence, feel free to reach out to your library liaison and we will be happy to guide you through your project.